Last night, in the darkness of the moon, before this new moon in Virgo rose, I had a dream, and I feel it has medicine for all of us right now, especially for me in my life currently, and maybe also for you. So I'd love for you to listen to it and learn how working with dreams can help activate your intuitive wisdom and your own inner sage. So here's my dream. I'm in a new place and packing up to go on my next adventure. I get on a bus to the airport, but I'm not sure if it actually goes to the airport. I also suddenly remember that I forgot to pack my dumbbells. I feel disappointed that I forgot them, but I don't have time to go back. I get to the airplane and take off for my next adventure. So, on the surface, this dream seems kind of silly. Um, and as I sat with it this morning and told it to my husband, it suddenly dawned on me that there was a profound wisdom in this dream for me. Right now, we are in the time of the wise woman, the sage. This is the time in the northern hemisphere where we are about to approach Fall Equinox, the time of the second harvest. And when you live cyclically, like I do, every year, every moon cycle, every day is an opportunity to grow and, like a plant, be seeded, sprout, bloom, and harvest. And so, in this annual time of the year, at this point, we are entering into this moment of the harvest. And the archetype that holds this is the sage. It's the time to take and look at all that's happened in the past, especially during this crazy year of 2020, to look at it and say, what have I harvested? Now, for many of us, it may be difficult to look at some of the things that we've harvested because so much of what we may have prepared for has been lost or taken away. Our plans had to be let go of. We're doing things differently in ways that we never expected. And so that reminds me of my dream and this sense of going to the airport, but not quite sure. There's an element of trust that's found in the sage, trusting that life is an adventure, even when the outpicturing may seem harsh and heavy and disappointing. So, just feeling into this dream and looking at the harvest in my own life and working with this archetype of the wise woman sage, I know that the sage, one of her tools is the crossroads. It's the accumulation of all the lessons that you've learned so far in the past 9 months about yourself and your own evolution, and the willingness to step forward into your desired life. And this is the gateway of the wise woman who is here to help you clear any vestiges of doubt, of lack of self-worth, of lack of self-care, anything that's holding you back from stepping into your heart desired life. Now, for me, I just recently was in an experience of beautiful sisterhood and had the chance to be witnessed in the crossroad that I am standing at. And what I said was this: I feel like I'm on the verge of stepping into the life I really desire. I have one foot in that life, and in the other foot, I have that back in my old life, in my old beliefs, in my own doubts, in my confusion, in my lack of belief in my own power. Those doubts that come up and have been a pattern of mine for many, many years. And so I feel like I'm straddling the crossroads, wanting to step forward, but the weight of those patterns still hold me back. So feel into that. Is that something for you? Are there patterns that hold you back at the crossroads of your life or you're wanting to step through into what you truly, truly desire. Now, back to my dream. So I decided to think about it, work with my dream. And you notice that when I did, here's a tip on how to work with your dreams. First of all, it's to remember them as soon as you can. And for me, it helps to either write them down or share them with someone because otherwise they'll disappear. And these are really gifts from the universe, breadcrumbs of magic that can help you find your way. So that's the step one, is to get the dreams down, either writing them down or sharing them with someone. And especially if you're writing them down, tell it in the present tense because part of the magic of the dream world is being in it. So you notice as I told my dream, I told it in the present tense. I said, I'm in a new place and I'm packing up to go on my next adventure. I didn't say, I was in a new place and I was packing up as though it were in the past. By stating it in the present, we have the opportunity to feel the messages that are coming through the dream. So that's another tip. And then what I noticed was like, what are the things that kind of catch my attention? And so as I told this to my husband, I noticed, well, that's kind of silly. Like, why would anyone pack their weights in their suitcase? And then notice the feelings. You notice how I said I felt disappointed that I forgot my dumbbells. So right there, there's this message of a symbol of the dumbbells, of the weights, and my own feeling of it. And so as I sat with that, this knowing, this in my current reality thinking, well, I would never pack. Why would I pack dumbbells in my suitcase? It doesn't make any sense. Like, first of all, I'd have to pay more for my luggage, right? Because I pack the dumbbells. Then my suitcase would be really heavy, so it would be hard on my body. And then the travel, the adventure, makes the travel more heavy, more cumbersome. So why would I do it? That's what I thought to myself as I felt into this dream. And then asked in my current life, what are the dumbbells that I'm still packing? What are the dumbbells what are the weights that are holding me back as I straddle the crossroads of my life? And the wisdom of the dream is it's showing me in a very practical and kind of funny way. And that's part of the gift of the sage and the wise woman is laughter. It's humor. Like, it doesn't make sense to pack dumbbells in a suitcase. It doesn't make sense to step forward into our desired lives with this extra weight. And yet, in my dream, I felt disappointed. So that's where I go and look at how packing those dumbbells in my life is somehow serving me and journaling on that. And then consciously with the intention to say, I'm no longer going to have that weight hold me back. And this weight for me is physical. During this coronavirus, I've gained a lot of weight. And so that's part of it. It's mental with all the heaviness of what's going on in the world. Um, and it's emotional because of all of that. It can feel very heavy. But I can, especially, and you can, especially, on this new moon, decide not to pack those dumbbells in the suitcase. So here is your call to action if you'd like to have a practice for this new moon. And this is the wisdom I feel that the sage, because part of the archetype of the sage is her message is to lead like a sage. It's to first harvest the wisdom for yourself and then share it with others so that we can be of service to the world. So my invitation to you is to this new moon, look at what are the weights, what are the dumbbells that you're still packing in your suitcase, even as you long to step forward into the next adventure of your life. What are those? List them out. Embrace that part of you that still believes the limiting beliefs of unworthiness or not good enough or not powerful enough or scarcity, whatever those stories are, embrace that part and set an intention for this new moon for a healing of that so that you can truly and fully step forward into your life as a wise woman, as a queen, as a mother, as a goddess, so that you can fully embody all that you are in this life. And I would love it if you're wanting more support around this, wanting sisterhood. Like I said, for me, it was being in a group of sisters and saying, this is the crossroad I am standing at. If you're wanting to be witnessed in the crossroad that you're standing at and the intention that you are setting, I invite you to join me and other amazing feminine leaders in the Feminine Fire Sisterhood on Facebook to let that go, to unpack those dumbbells and leave them there, and to step fully in to the next adventure of your life. Happy new moon, sister. May your life be filled with the blessings of power, love, and wisdom.